Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here, and welcome back to another crypto video. Now, my question of today is if you could only pick one coin to hold for the rest of your life, which one would it be and why? Put that down below, and if you want to enter into our 250 XRP giveaway, make sure you press the like button, make sure you are subscribed, and make sure you comment something down below, because that is all you need to do to enter. Alright, and if we hit 1,500 likes within 24 hours, we're giving that away. Having said that, let's dive deep into one of the funnest things I've seen in a very good while that came from the Ripple CTO. Ripple CTO David Schwartz went over to Twitter to state, "I finally decided to share my speculations about the price of XRP over the next few months. Also, since the Palestine NDA/embargo has been lifted, I can finally share the exciting stuff we're doing." And straight at the bat, there's actually two things I would like to point out. One is that this was done because XRP went down about 10% or 12% after the whole Spark ordeal, and a lot of people were commenting about that. And the second part is that there is a lot of speculation going around right now because of the Palestine NDA / what Ripple is doing that they cannot talk about or do not want to talk about or have not mentioned, even if it's not an NDA with Palestine or at least about Palestine. However, if you guys have already seen this tweet, you already know I also I also tweeted out my own little interpretation of this whole thing, and there were quite a lot of articles written about this. But yeah, the thing is, if you press the video here, I just saw it in the comment section. Of course, a mastermind with 200 IQ like me is not going to press a Rick roll like this. If you don't know what it is, it's just a joke. All right, if you press it, it's going to show you a video of Rick Astley with the "Never Gonna Give You Up" the song, right? That's what you call like a Rick roll. That's like a joke. And a lot of people were falling for it, of course, because, well, he's the CTO, and he said, "Wow, I finally did that." And we were all like, "Oh, he posted a video on it." And of course, once it started to get a lot of comments, I was like, okay, it's something fun. And especially when everybody was commenting like "Never Gonna Give You Up" and something like that, stuff was like, hey. But it was pretty funny for as long as it lasted. It got him a lot of engagement as well. It's just a fun thing, I think. It's just cool. Because, of course, logically, he, as an employee of Ripple, could not give any official, I guess, thoughts on XRP in that sense. I mean, if he were to say it's going to go up, I don't think that would serve him very well. If you could say, yeah, in my opinion, we can go up, that's fine. But if you said, yeah, XRP is going to be going up, even though Ripple and XRP are not connected in a sense, so, I mean, he can't say it since it's not a security, so, I mean, why shouldn't he be allowed in theory, right? I mean, it's like I am saying right now that XRP is going to go up. It's kind of the same way he is in, the same boat. However, still, I think it would not have been good if he were to say something like that, and he didn't eventually. But a lot of speculation came out. For example, Cugs, 333 video length, 3:01 p.m. Video created 13 years ago. As above, so below. Bubba keeps winning, which I have no idea how to interpret that. I have no idea what that is saying. But yeah, a lot of the guys here in the community are still very, very heavy on the Bubba Cugs timeline, which is just talking about some riddles, yet also some very deep American facts, or just facts in general, that have to do with XRP. And to a certain degree, I can always agree with Bubba, right? And once more, he's a very popular guy in the community. It's not like he's a nobody. Very, very popular. He's also one of the guys with the bearable guy 123 type of 589 type of predictions and stuff. However, he also makes a lot of sense with a lot of these other things in the midst, right? There's some in between. Like, for example, here, I didn't actually see this because it just came out 5 minutes ago, but I love it when certain people here try to control others. XRP is a scam. Don't follow him. XRP is a shitcoin. Why are adults telling others what to do? Follow who you want. Listen to anyone you want. Buy whatever you want. You're responsible for yourself. And really, that's something that I can't agree with, right? Once more, I don't agree with his whole overview of XRP, I should say, but this and a lot of his stuff that he does post, I can agree with, because I do think as well that we shouldn't hate on others for their investment choices. Worst case scenario, we should discourage them to go for something like that, but we definitely should say something is a shitcoin, something is bad, because if they thought so, they probably wouldn't have put money in. So you saying, it's a shitcoin, has no purpose whatsoever. It's not relevant. It has no purpose, no use. The only thing you're doing is just making yourself look like a jackass or an asshole, I kind of feel like, by telling people, yeah, you're dumb. You're investing in something like that. You're dumb, stupid ass. You're going to lose all your money. Ha. And a lot of people do that. A lot of people are toxic like that. And I really don't love that type of stuff. On a side note, make sure if you're from the US to check out Webull, guys. You can buy stocks and crypto on here. Once more, this stuff is not for everybody because you cannot withdraw crypto. It's just like a system like PayPal or Cash App where you can own the crypto on here, but you don't have access to the private keys and stuff. You guys understand? Where you can just buy Bitcoin. If it goes to 50,000, you'll still get the amount of money. But if you want to have Bitcoin in a self-custody wallet, just better check out a different place because this is not it. But if you make an account, I believe, or you officially open an account, you get 2 free stocks. And I think if you deposit $100, you get 2 more free stocks. In total, it can be worth $3,000+. So I recommend you guys to check it out. If you're from the US, make sure you make an account and deposit something. Because I think after like a couple of months, maybe you could just take it off again if you don't like it. Or just keep using it if you do. Because I like it a lot for, the stocks, at least. That's my personal thing. And this whole crypto part has just been added, which is why I got on board. All right, moving further though, Morgan Stanley strategist, Bitcoin rising to replace the US dollar as world reserve currency. This, of course, is a very interesting statement coming out, especially since about 30 hours ago or so, we were talking quite heavily about some scenarios where all these major banks, of which Morgan Stanley is one, were to hop on into the crypto sphere in at least some way, shape, or form. And as of yet, I think 8 out of 10 banks are already at least in some way connected. But in this case here, Morgan Stanley also now got a very interesting statement out, at least in my opinion. This is a pretty heavy statement coming out. And it's actually pretty good for crypto as well. It's very bullish. However, it doesn't talk about XRP, and I kind of feel as if they should have. But let's quickly dive in, and I'll tell you guys more about it. Morgan Stanley's global strategist has made a case that Bitcoin is making progress towards replacing the US dollar as the world's reserve currency. Quote, do not assume that your traditional currencies are the only stores of value or mediums of exchange that people will ever trust. End quote, he warned governments. Bitcoin is on its way as a new reserve currency. Now, I kind of feel as if this whole idea is just being placed on the fact that people right now are not trusting the government as much and they are putting a lot of trust in cryptocurrencies or in other stores of value. Another part is my own theory, which I've explained at least 50 times on the channel before, which is that a world reserve currency lasts, on average, I think this is actually incorrect, because whatever. On average, I would say about, never mind, let's go for 94 years, whatever. And right now, the US dollar has already been there since 1920, so about 100 years or so, and thus is not strange or crazy if it were to switch over. And funny enough, / crazy enough, it's very often due to a very heavy and big effect on the world. Like, for example, now the big pandemic, it could definitely be one of the reasons why a world currency would reserve currency would switch over. At least if we look at history, it's not that crazy. And again, we are looking for a successor. A lot of us have said, okay, it could have been the yuan if we were to talk about what superpower is now really coming into play and what at least emerging market is now becoming established and I guess leading market. However, from a certain perspective, actually for most of them, I don't think the world would ever allow the yuan or the RMB to the renminbi to actually become the world reserve currency. I think too many people would stop that, or at least too many countries would not be with that idea. So I've kind of gone against that. But then I'm like, okay, if it's not going to be China, then what would it be if it is not going to be the US anymore? Once more, it's not a necessity that it has to switch, but what if it were to switch? What would it then switch to? And a lot of these guys have now turned over to cryptocurrency, and I find it interesting that these guys have said Bitcoin, because I kind of feel as if Bitcoin is not the best currency to go for, especially if you consider the cost associated with transacting the currency. Like, why would that then be a smart thing to do? I didn't really get that. However, to a certain degree, I can also really find this an obvious choice, as yeah, it's right now the most popular currency by far. That's not, I guess, not traditional fiat and a store of value. I mean, it's actually, in terms of searches, I think it's even more popular than gold right now. And the amount of faith that people are putting in it is unimaginable if we look at the amount of money that they're buying. For example, PayPal, Grayscale, and all of those, Square, Cash App. You guys get it? However, again, there's a couple of points as to why Bitcoin is worse than XRP. The first one being the decentralization. I mean, if we consider that China cannot be the world reserve currency, it's kind of dumb to say that Bitcoin could be it because, well, Bitcoin is mostly in China, so it would be kind of illogical then, right? If you were to say like, oh yeah, it can't be the Chinese yuan, but it can be a China oriented currency. That's kind of dumb in my opinion. That doesn't make any sense. The more logical one though is the transactions and the value per coin. You may say, oh, but the value per coin doesn't matter. I kind of think it does. Honestly, I kind of think that the value per coin actually does matter, as well. The smallest amount of a Bitcoin could actually be too high still to I guess work for normal transactions in day-to-day life, because we got to think about it this way, right? The norm is the lowest unit of payment is a penny, right? For us at least. Of course, in some different currencies, it will be a little bit more or a little bit less, but really the smallest thing you can go for is a penny, and that's kind of what people are used to. And I kind of see a problem where if you're going to really make this even bigger as the smallest, again, making it lower, that's not really a problem, but making it bigger as a minimum is going to be really, really difficult. Because, well, your bread is then going to cost, at minimum, for example, 50 cents, without really any like 54 possibilities or 44 possibilities. It's going to be like, okay, it's either 0 or 50 cents or $1. You guys get the picture I'm trying to paint? Where the increments are, for example, 50 cents instead of a penny. Yeah, that's going to have some greater influences or consequences. And even if XRP were to have $10,000 per coin, this is just an example, by the way, just an example. If XRP were to be $10,000 per coin, since it has 1 million drops per XRP, the smallest units of payment would still be a single penny. Now, one difference, of course, is that Bitcoin has 100 million instead of 1 million. So it's 100 times, I guess, it can be 100 times higher in price. However, we also got to check out the amount of coins outstanding, with Bitcoin, of course, being 21 million, XRP being 100 billion, theoretically speaking. I guess we should say 45 billion maybe. But from that perspective, again, Bitcoin has a higher likelihood of being way higher as a low kind of basis for things, and I kind of feel as if that's also a bad thing. But mostly, though, the consensus in that part about it, on the contrary, it is more decentralized in a certain way than XRP/Ripple, since those coins were given out at the start, right? And again, I'm talking about the centralization in coin allocation, not in consensus algorithm itself. Because, of course, XRP would win that one. If we're talking about the real allocation of money, so the diversity in the money supply kind of being given out, I would definitely say Bitcoin has a better one. But then I want to kind of contrast that, or no, contradict that one, is the fact that Satoshi and most likely a couple other big whales have like 1 million each, right? So from that perspective, a lot is also held by a couple of small authorities. And with Satoshi, we don't even know where the money really is, or who really has it, or if he's, deceased already, stuff like that. It could be that it's just going to dump on all of us at once. And with XRP, you really kind of have that guarantee that Ripple cannot do anything crazy with that money, which is another very, very good part about it. But we don't have to talk for like hours on this whole end about world reserve currencies and stuff like that, because we've done that too much in the last couple of weeks already. So let's move on. Ripple price drops to 2-week low amid Flare Network's upcoming airdrop. Yeah, I mean, is that bad? No. I've told you guys a couple of hours ago here that a lower XRP price is actually a good thing. I thought a correction was due, and I think even lower would be even more splendid. But hey, sometimes beggars can't be choosers, right? Am I right? Yeah, but I'm happy with everything that the price is doing right now, though. I'm not complaining. And then Cardano initiates hard fork to introduce token locking. So right now, Cardano is actually putting in a lot of work, and they're actually kind of moving piece by piece to a bigger whole, so to speak, where I don't think that many people notice that they're so progressive in everything that they do, and they keep just updating after updating, and they're making right on their promises. The only problem I see is that they're a little bit slower than most are used to. And yeah, if you compare it to some, I can't even say Ethereum, but some of the other projects like maybe Tezos, or for example, things that are kind of close to Cardano, where it's to be a platform like Ethereum. Yeah, it's just one of the more slower paced ones. But then again, it's also one of the more philosophically based ones, or the one that's more thought out with research papers and just kind of peer feedback and stuff like that. I do get both of the sides, but they are just moving forward piece after piece. They're doing amazing still, and they are getting things done, albeit a little bit slower. And then Bitcoin price enters consolidation. Should buyers get ready? I don't really think that's the way, actually. I mean, on the week, we're actually just exactly even. And on the daily, we're up 3%. We're not doing anything really. Well, we hit a little bit of a dip, but nothing really much happened, if I'm completely honest. I still think it's the bigger 20,000 barrier, or the all-time high barrier, that's keeping us back. And I still kind of support some of the people that have said, man, Let's just sell our Bitcoin here at 19.5K and then buy back above 20,000 if we do hit that, because that would mean a huge surge. I still am more leaning towards that option because we can fall down to about 16 or so thousand, even 13 or so thousand without it being very, very bad. We've explained that in the previous video. So yeah, everything is just looking good. Should buyers prepare? Well, you should always be prepared. And I personally am buying every single day. You guys know that. At least I'm buying XRP. But buying Bitcoin is also not a bad thing because, well, ultimately, I kind of bet that Bitcoin is going to be the best currency to start off, where the bull runs and stuff like that are always started by Bitcoin, and I kind of feel as if that will do even once more. And then after a little while, all the money will start flowing into altcoins, like, for example, XRP. So once more, buying another currency than XRP is not a problem. This is not financial advice. I'm not like the XRP freaking committee leader, so you can buy whatever coin you want. I have a lot of coins, I've told you guys before. And if you want to chat more with me and with the guys, check out Discord, all right? We're a cool community here. You can just join and check it out. If you don't like it, you leave. If you like it, you stay. See you guys in another crypto video.